Hello! This is my new favorite thing to do in Avernus, in case anyone was curious. But today is a very big day, and that is because the Redeemed Citadel has finally reached 100% completion from Milestone 1. Now, Milestone 2 has not started yet, and apparently I've already earned progression towards it, though I don't think that's intentional, I only just noticed. But Milestone 2 has not started because it's not going to start until September 15th. As you can see, it says it will unlock on September 15th at 1 p.m. But in the meantime, you can work towards progressing in the first milestone, get everything that you missed, and then work on farming the hunts and stuff until Milestone 2 comes out, which, yeah, I don't think this is supposed to be happening. But the big important thing that came out is hunts, and I'm going to be talking all about hunts today. The other things that came along with the completion of Milestone 1 is there is a new heroic encounter. It's called Citadel Defense, and it's over here in the scab. It's a minor one, and it's very easy to complete. You basically just have to kill stuff. 6 of the big bad demon men, and then all of the other portal nonsense monsters. I don't really know what they're called, but the portal nonsense monsters, I think, is a pretty good name. Anyways, there's also a mailbox in the Citadel, and then the Huntmaster has appeared there, and you can then buy new stuff from the store. And I forgot to look at what it was, so timeout, let me just teleport there real quick. Oh, and the hunt room, since some people don't know where it is, you spawn in right here once you that was really weird. You spawn in here when you teleport, right here at the campfire, and then the hunt room is right over here down this little hallway, and then in here. Every time you walk in here, there'll be a different, I guess, projection of one of the hunts. This one is Swinifrin, and I call him Cinnamon because it's just way easier to say. But there are 3 different vendors for the trophies, but you can only talk to this one first because this is the Tier 1 hunts, and that's all we have access to right now. Tier 2 and Tier 3 aren't going to be available until the Citadel is in phases 2 and 3. But there is an intro quest for this, and all that really entails is collecting your first trophy, and then making your first lore, and then killing the hunt for the first time. And then that's all there is as far as quests go. That quest is repeatable though. I think it's once every day. So the new things that are in the store to buy with your Zariel's favor are 3 transmutes. First we have the Citadel Artisan's Jerkin, which is like this fancy fluffy looking coat thing. And we have the gauntlets and the boots. And this outfit all together with the pink glowy eyes, it looks kind of nice, I suppose. I would probably change the colors on it and it could kind of go over pretty well. But that's what's in here so far, because if you open up the equipment section of the shop, it's currently empty. I'm not certain if it's supposed to be empty yet, or if this is just kind of like a placeholder section for whenever Milestone 2 begins, is when the equipment will appear, but that's kind of where the divine equipment is supposed to go. And that is everything new that is in the store. Now, the only other thing that appeared with the completion of Milestone 1 is this Holy Vorpal enchantment in the Zen Store. For 1000 Zen, you can get a fancy Vorpal enchantment that looks different than the regular, and it's also different from the one that was won by the top 100 people in Milestone 1, which are ridiculous, by the way. I don't know what this looks like. I'm assuming it's more of like a gold version of Vorpal. But I'm not going to spend 1000 Zen to find out what it looks like, so I'm going to continue speculating on that one. Anyways, now on to the important part of the video, and that is hunts, because everybody wants to know what are hunts, where are hunts, why are hunts, and who are hunts, I guess. But no one ever wants to ask how are hunts. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. So I made a map. It's not 100% accurate, but it has at least a rough outline of where you can find everything. You can see that all of the hunt locations where you place the lures to fight. I should explain. Let me go back to the beginning for a second. If you played in mod 12 and 13, which are Chult and Omu, this system is pretty much exactly the same in terms of how you collect the trophies and fight the hunts themselves. If you did not play during that time, it'd be pretty important to listen to this section. Now, while you were in Avernus running around, I'm certain that you've noticed those little hexagonal plate platform things, and those are where you place your lore to fight the specific hunt that you want. And they each have a specific place where they can be spawned, and you can see that I have them marked on the map here. And then these other red dots are the unused ones. Now, how it's gonna work for tier 2 and tier 3 hunts is you will take a trophy that drops from tier 1 hunts and combine 2 of those together to get a tier 2 hunt. Since there are 6 tier 1 hunts, you will end up with 3 tier 2 hunts, and then all 3 of those will drop a trophy that you can use to make 1 tier 3 hunt. And basically what I'm getting at is there are 4 unused platforms. 2 of them are in the Stygian docks, 2 of them are in the wastelands. So 3 of those will be for the tier 2 hunts, and 1 of them will be for the tier 3 hunt. Apart from that, you can see that I have marked on here where all of the different hunt marks spawn, and they have this fancy little like symbol thing next to their name. And I have a picture of all 7 of them that you can see probably right now. Just a special red alert. I'm not going to be able to pronounce hardly anything within the next 3 minutes of the video, so I apologize, I think, but also not, because I did warn you in advance. But anyways, the 7 hunt marks that there are the infected main, and this one is the most important because you will need its trophy for every single one of the 6 tier 1 hunts, and it's also very annoying to get. There are only 4 places where you can just wait around for it to spawn and hope that you get a drop, because it's not a 100% drop rate. I thought there would be a 5th place, but like somewhere in the right side of the wastelands, but I haven't seen it. So I don't know if I'm just blind or I've just been very unlucky in the past 6 hours, or if it just doesn't exist. Then there is the Scout of Stygia, or Stout of Stygia, the wolf. And it spawns down in the Stygian docks, as you can sort of infer by the name Stygia. It's probably Stygia because it's Stygian docks, I think. Anyways, then we have the Enhanced Cambion, which can be found also in the docks area, but in the upper levels, like next to where the heroic can spawn, and then up above behind where all of the horses and stuff are near the entrance. And then over in the scab, we have one called the Searing Hezru, or Hezrau. I think Hezrau sounds better. But they are, like, kinda ugly, and yeah. I don't have anything else to say about them. Then up in Haruman's Hill, that's kind of where the most stuff is happening right now, is where we have the Malevolent Narzugons, which are the horses. And there's a whole lot of horses up there, and there's like 15 different variants of them, but only the malevolent ones are the actual hunt marks that will drop anything. Also up there are the Expert Demolitionists, which you can kind of find in this village area. I kind of forget what it's called, but it kind of has a name. I just kind of don't remember what the kind of name is. And last but not least, we have the Interrogator, and those are kind of everywhere. There's one in Harmon's, there's one in the gangs, the Styx Lord's Styx Lord outpost area, and then there are 2 down in the Stygian docks. I haven't seen any over in the Scab or up in Fort Knucklebone, but I suppose it's possible that they're up there too, but they're kind of few and far between, kind of everywhere. And like I said, this map is not 100% accurate because I could go into all of these circles, and there's few enough of the spawn locations that I could put dots for everything, but I decided not to. Over here on the right, you can see exactly which combinations of the trophies will get you each specific hunt, which I can't pronounce hardly any of the names except for Cinnamon, because Cinnamon is just way better than Swinifrin, in my opinion. I don't have the actual item names of the trophies on this map because I feel like that would get too complicated. I feel like colors and locations are enough to figure out what you need, because if you see, you get you know exactly what you're fighting in order to get each hunt, so the names of the items is not entirely necessary. But in case you were wondering, the Infected Main will drop the gore-covered chains, the Interrogator will drop the Tantalizing Whip, the Expert Demolitionist will drop the Mask of the Hellbringers, the Enhanced Cambion will drop the Cursed Blade of the Lonely, the Scout of Stygia will drop the Shattered Ice Fang, the Searing Hezrau will drop the Shattered Jaw Trap, and the Malevolent Narzugon will drop the Fork of the Spinagon. The majority of those have pretty easy ways to remember them, so if you really wanted to, you could remember them, but I don't. Something else that I think is pretty important to mention is that every time you kill a hunt, you can do it with a party or out of a party with multiple people. but the gear will only drop, as far as I'm aware, from one person. If you do it in a party, you will have to roll for the gear, and I've never gotten a piece of gear while out of a party, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But every time you kill a hunt, you'll get 60 Zariel's Favor, 1 Fiend Remains, which are used to help restore the Blessed Blade weapon set, and then you also get 10 seals if you're not capped on seals, which I am, so... Auki or Aoki drops this headpiece that has pink glowy eyeballs. So if you've ever wanted to have pink eyes, there you go. This Garbs of the QB, I guess. I don't know which one drops this because someone in my alliance was just like, here, I got this, and it's just a corset. Personally not a fan of that transmute, but then we have the boots, Wisps of the Shadow Demon, and this one is dropped by Sigale. And it has the same kind of effect as the Boots of Misty Step, the mount, does. Whenever you're running, it kind of gives this nice fancy effect. And I kind of really want those for one of my characters, not sure which one, but yeah. And I think there's only one more thing that I need to talk about, and that is that one of the hunts is especially difficult. And I don't recommend trying to do it by yourself, and that one is Zura. It's the one you spawn with a corrupted feather, and it's at the very, very top of Harriman's Hill, and that one does a ton of damage and you will probably die. They also take a little while to kill. It's not like they're a one-hit kill or anything. They're very quick if you're in a party, but if you're by yourself, it's going to take at least a minute, unless you're like a super ultra mega high DPS person, I suppose. But I don't know what other gear pieces are available. I'm certain that someone will let me know that answer. And they probably have pretty cool transmutes. I personally have killed 14 Huns so far, and I've gotten a total of 0 pieces of gear. So, you know, that's how my day is going. All I really want are the boots and the helmet, like I showed you earlier, just because they look cool. Don't even know what character I'll use them on, but I just want them to have them. And that's about it. There's been a lot of complaining about the drop rate of the trophies today, particularly the mains, because you kind of need that one for the intro quest. And if you played in mod 12, you'll know that it was the exact same way with the T-Rexes, how you had to have a T-Rex fang for all of the early hunts, or all of the tier 1 hunts, sorry. And then they eventually changed it to a 100% drop rate, but that wasn't for a little while, so it's possible that it will happen again here, but I also hope that there's they either respawn faster or have more of them on the map. Because it's just constant complaining everywhere about how they can't find any, can't get anything to drop. It's a little bit rough, but I mean, if you really want to look cool, then you will go out there and farm away. Now, I personally have not gotten bored doing it because I find the killing things to be very therapeutic, and that's probably not a sentence that I should ever say out loud ever again. Anyways, thank you for watching or listening or whatever. Apologize that this video was pretty messy. It feels like I was kind of just all over the place, and hopefully I can make it make more sense when I edit it, and you can see the footage of the hunts that I personally recorded. Obviously, I can't speak today, I'm sorry. And that is everything, so enjoy farming the hunts for like 8 hours. Or 8 years, or, you know, however much time you have, and I'm gonna go back to trying to get more gore-covered chains so that I can kill stuff repeatedly, because that's just what I feel like doing, okay? Okay, bye.